Welcome to Magic Tale World, where every story comes alive with wonder. Let's open the book and begin our adventure together.
Once upon a time, in a bright, sunny meadow nestled beside a quiet village, lived a young shepherd boy named Tom. Every morning, as the sun peeked over the green hills, Tom would lead his fluffy white sheep to the pasture. The birds would sing a happy tune. The bees would buzz around the wildflowers, and the sheep would happily munch on the sweet green grass. But Tom was bored. So very, very bored. It's the same thing every day. He'd sigh to himself, watching his sheep. Nothing exciting ever happens here. He longed for some adventure, some drama, something to break the quiet stillness of his days. One afternoon, as he lay under the shade of a big oak tree, a mischievous idea popped into his head. A little grin spread across his face. He thought, "What if I play a little trick on the villagers? That would surely liven things up." So he took a deep breath, cupped his hands around his mouth, and shouted at the top of his lungs, "Wolf! Wolf! A wolf is chasing the sheep." His voice echoed through the valley and reached the village below. The villagers, hearing his desperate cries, dropped everything they were doing. The baker left his bread, the blacksmith dropped his hammer, and the farmers left their fields. They all grabbed whatever they could find, pitchforks, rakes, and shovels, and rushed up the hill to help poor Tom. They arrived at the pasture, out of breath and ready to fight. But what did they see? They saw Tom sitting under the tree, laughing so hard that tears were rolling down his cheeks. The sheep were peacefully grazing, not a wolf in sight. "Where's the wolf?" one of the villagers asked, confused. Tom just pointed at them and laughed even harder. "I fooled you. There's no wolf. It was just a joke." The villagers were not amused. They were cross and tired. They grumbled and shook their heads as they walked back down the hill. "That boy," one of them muttered. "He thinks it's funny to waste our time and scare us like that." The next day, Tom was bored again. The sun was warm, the sheep were quiet, and the day stretched out long and empty before him. "I think I'll do it again," he chuckled to himself. "Their faces were so funny yesterday." Once more he took a huge breath and screamed, "Wolf! Wolf! Help! The wolf is here! It's going to get my sheep!" Again, the kind-hearted villagers stopped their work and came running up the hill. They were worried that this time it might be real, but when they got there, they found the same scene as before. Tom was rolling on the grass with laughter, and the sheep were completely safe. "You fell for it again," he giggled. This time, the villagers were very angry. The blacksmith pointed a stern finger at him. "We won't be fooled by you again, Tom. Crying wolf when there is no wolf is a terrible thing to do." They turned and marched back to the village, their faces like thunderclouds. Tom just shrugged. He didn't care. He thought it was the best fun he'd had in ages. A few days later, as the sun began to set, painting the sky in beautiful shades of orange and pink, Tom was getting ready to lead his sheep home. Suddenly, he heard a low growl from the edge of the woods. His heart skipped a beat. He peered into the shadows, and his eyes widened in terror. A real wolf, with sharp teeth and hungry, yellow eyes, was creeping out from behind the trees. It was slowly stalking towards his flock of sheep. This was no joke. This was real. Tom was terrified. He jumped to his feet, his legs trembling, and screamed with all his might, "Wolf! Wolf! There's a real wolf this time. Help me! Please, help!" He yelled and yelled until his throat was sore. He waved his arms frantically, hoping someone in the village would see or hear him. Down in the village, the people heard his cries, but this time they didn't run. They just shook their heads. "Oh, that's just Tom playing his silly tricks again," said the baker. "He won't fool us a third time," added the blacksmith, not even looking up from his work. They thought it was another one of his pranks and completely ignored his desperate pleas for help. Up until Tom watched in horror as the wolf scattered his flock. He cried and shouted, but no one came. The wolf chased the sheep into the forest, and Tom was left all alone, sobbing as darkness fell over the empty pasture. He had lied so many times that when he finally told the truth, nobody believed him. When he finally returned to the village, empty-handed and with tears streaming down his face, he had to tell everyone what had happened. An old, wise woman from the village put a gentle hand on his shoulder and said softly, "This is a hard lesson, my boy. Nobody believes a liar, even when they are telling the truth." And from that day on, Tom never told a lie again. He learned that trust, once broken, is very hard to win back. And the moral of our story is that telling the truth is always the best way. If you lie, people will stop believing you, and that can lead to big trouble when you really need their help. It's always better to be honest. We hope you enjoyed our story today. If you did, give us a big thumbs up. And don't forget to share it with your friends. For more wonderful stories and fables, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.